to the LCS, everybody. At the hand of TSM, the dream has ended for Cloud9 in their pursuit of a continuation through playoffs, and instead, TSM are the next team to be going to Worlds from the LCS. Bjergsen, first of all, big weight off your shoulders. First time since 2017 you'll be going. What was your immediate reaction after securing this with a 3-1 finish?
I didn't really have much of a reaction, honestly. I don't think it really hits you yet until it becomes real, until we actually have to go to China and practice there. But I'm really excited to play against the international competition, all the mid laners, and see how I stack up after all these years.
I think a lot of people are excited to see that, not just because of your individual performance, but some of the things that we saw from TSM, particularly in the series. For instance, starting it off with an extremely volatile comp, high damage composition. What was the decision behind TSM going into a best-of-5 series with something that was potentially risky, but was well executed?
It's really just about understanding kind of the weakness of the enemy team comp, and they have some champions that struggle playing against a lot of these range damage dealers, like Seth and Galio have a hard time actually getting onto our carries. So also TF, when you get the rapid fire cannon auto attack, it sets up for these other carries really well because you basically have this extremely long range point and click stun. And we pretty much pulled that composition out in both game 1 and game 3, where we played really similarly. And yeah, I think it worked really well.
Yeah, you did go back to a very similar composition in game number 3 after Cloud9 did manage to take a game off of you in game 2. So what was that response midway through the series? The fact that it was going a bit back and forth and you went back to something that did work initially?
I think a part of it was also managing to get Sven off of Senna again. He's a really good Senna player, but he wasn't looking as proficient as some of the other picks. And I'm pretty surprised that they didn't just first pick the Senna in the third game, because I felt like they should really secure that for themselves. And I don't know, just anytime I'm playing TF, I feel really comfortable in the game. I think the champion is just really strong and has a lot of agency and kind of control over the pace of the game. So for me as a veteran, that's one of the champions I love to play, because it just allows me to kind of lead the team and shot call for the team in the game.
That leadership, that comfort, that consistency, it's what it has allowed the rest of TSM to rally around you as that leader, which has put a lot of pressure on your teammates that they vocalized, wanting to get you specifically to Worlds because of how you've been performing. While you're no stranger to pressure, I just want to know how you have been responding to that everyone so clearly has been rallying behind you, being in this MVP top caliber form that you are.
There's not really too much pressure. I don't really know why. Maybe it's because we're not at the studio and I'm getting excited and nervous and seeing the fans and all that stuff. But I'm able to kind of just stay a little bit more relaxed and just focus on what I need to do. I think I said this in the previous interview, but I also just really enjoy playing these matches where, you know, you win, you go to Worlds, you lose, you go home. It's really like the peak of competition, I think. And these are the matches that everyone is waiting to play the entire season. And I've lost a lot of these matches in the last couple of years, losing out on Worlds by like one game, I believe twice. But yeah, just over time, you get a lot more used to it. And I think everyone had that good mindset coming into the day that kind of took the pressure off of us, because, you know, it's no big deal. There's another season coming, and either we win, we do well, we go to Worlds, or that's the end of our road for this split.
Yeah, you say no big deal, but it is a pretty big deal to qualify to Worlds. And there's another potential big deal that you could be facing with a couple series left to potentially claim another championship title for TSM, something else that you have long awaited. How are you going to handle that switch now, having a World spot secured, but still some more playoffs ahead of you?
Yeah, I think everyone's been thinking so much about making it to Worlds that, you know, this is not our final match. There are more matches coming. I think FlyQuest and TL, those are the teams that we scrimmed all week, obviously, because they're the only teams remaining with C9. So it's really just going to come down to execution, because there's only so many things you can really pick up in the last week or so. So I think everyone's going to have a decent idea of what each other wants to play. And then they are both good teams. And yeah, I think it just depends who plays better on that day. But I think any of the 3 teams could really take it.
You had a lot of well-executed play today that TSM fans enjoyed. I'm sure they're looking forward to the future for the team. Bjergsen, thanks for stopping by.